Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's always exciting to have you back on the KSM show because the only thing we do is exciting, man. Show me some love, man. It's so exciting, and that's how my next guest concept is. She came up with a concept called the Pregnancy School, man. Give it up, man. So one may be asking, what is a pregnancy school? So put your hands together and let's welcome Abena Okra. Yay. All right. Have a seat. Okay, Abena Okra is in the house, and we are going to be talking about the School of Pregnancy. Ooh, a bad time. Stick around. We'll be right back.
It's gonna get sweeter than guinea fowl. It's the KSM Show.
All right, we're back. Good evening, Abena. How are you doing?
By the grace of God, everything is fine.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, amen.
You know what? Your school, just the name alone is an award winner. School of Pregnancy. You have to tell me about how you got this concept. Because I hear you've been having students, huh?
Yeah.
Over 5,000? How passed through your hands?
Close to 6,000.
Close to 6,000. You are a midwife, by the way. Yes, yeah. Man. And you are a trained midwife, by the way.
I'm a trained midwife.
And also in the Ghana police? Or?
I was enlisted as a nurse midwife.
A nurse midwife,
in the police service.
In the police service.
I used to work at the police hospital. I've worked there for about 24 years.
For 24 years?
Yes, but currently I'm no longer working there.
Okay.
But that is where the concept pregnancy school came up.
I see.
That is why I had the idea to start the
So tell us about this idea of starting a pregnancy school.
Yeah, it started in the year 1999, actually, when I was then working at the antenatal clinic of the police hospital. And at that time, we used to have a lot of activities and educating the mothers at that time. We realized that we were not having enough time to actually teach or educate the mothers. And mothers used to ask a lot of interesting questions at the time. So you realize that they needed some small space so that their concerns will actually be addressed.
And these were mostly pregnancy related, eh?
Yes, reproductive health, childbirth education, and of course pregnancy related. So along the line, I asked them one day during the antenatal section, would you think you would find time to come on another day that is not a clinic day, specifically Saturday, for us to learn? And they were interested.
They were willing. Yeah. Wow.
So 8 women started the pregnancy school in the year 2000. 22nd January specifically. But the interesting thing is that during that time, that 2-letter word pregnancy school was non-existent in Ghana. So when you tell people pregnancy school, it's like, really? What's pregnancy school? What do you do there? What do you teach? People express all kinds of sentiments about the fact that pregnant women should come together. What are they going to do? What are they going to learn? But then 3 of them went into labor. 3 first-time mothers went into labor. And within a twinkle of an eye, all of them gave birth. So it was like, wow, what did you teach these women? What did you do? They've been transformed. And their testimonies actually encouraged
others to join. Wow.
And we thank God that currently the concept has been recognized and midwives all over the country are being encouraged to run their pregnancy school. It makes a lot of difference.
Wow.
It makes a lot of difference.
Wow. So how do you feel as the pioneer of the concept of pregnancy schools?
It's humbling and it's joyous too to see that when women were not educated, the kind of challenges and complications that they had. But after getting this kind of education information, they are transformed. They come back with all kinds, but for their pregnancy school, but for this, but for this information, but for this knowledge. Let me share one typical example of a woman who gave birth, and for 1 month, her nipple was torn into pieces. The nipple was so sore, and it was, from the way it looked, it's just it was torn. Simply because she didn't know how to position the baby correctly on the breast.
Wow.
So when she met the program, she had the opportunity to be taught in her house. We counseled her in the house. We supported her to position the baby and attach the baby correctly. And in no time, the baby started doing well. The baby who was not thriving, who was not growing, started putting up weight, and the mother was so happy. You know the power of information and education. It's rather unfortunate that some people think that health information should be for health workers only. So along the line, there were some challenges. People felt like, no, we are giving these women too much information. And interestingly, one health worker even made a comment. If you educate these women, will they ever respect us?
Wow.
I said, why not?
Wow.
Why do you think health information is for health workers only? And this has gone on for some time in this country. And this is one of the reasons why we have ignorance so huge among the birthing community. So what the pregnancy school actually did was to bridge that gap of women living through their pregnancies and birth ignorantly, not even understanding how their bodies grow the baby, not even understanding the different changes that goes on in the body, not even know the do's and don'ts of pregnancy, not even know how to care for themselves. It's a form of empowerment too.
So this is what you take them through at every stage.
We have
you let them understand exactly.
We have about 13 lesson course, right from preconception before you get pregnant, through to pregnancy, how the baby develops in your womb. At every point in your week by week growth of the pregnancy, what you're expected to do to take good care of yourself. Wow. Don't forget that the pregnant women that we have in our country are creating the next generation of Ghanaians, the next generation of Africans, and the next generation of the global workforce. So it is important that we teach them to get it right from the beginning so that they can approach motherhood well-groomed, well-informed, and well-empowered. It is interesting that the kind of support that we have to get is not coming. But we thank God that with the little knowledge that we have, we don't withhold it, but we give it out to our mothers.
Wow, wow, wow. So, at what point do they register?
The earlier the better.
The earlier the better.
So that you can get a lot more information. But this year, for instance, we started the program in March, and for limited resources, it's being done once a month. Previously, it was done twice.
Where are you getting the funding from?
Interesting. From about 85% or 90% from my own resources. Some little support from the mothers, and then occasionally you meet people who appreciate what we are doing in the pregnancy school. You meet people who think that's a very good cause. Yeah. So they support in a way. Recently, I met this wonderful, beautiful white lady called Mel, who has, in her own way, supported the program in a very immense way. And we are appreciative of
Fantastic.
her. So occasionally, and on very rare occasions, you meet people who give such kind of support. But for the most part of the program is from my own resources.
Well,
and little contribution from the mothers. Some form of contribution from the mothers. So for instance, when you organize a pregnancy class, you cannot sit pregnant women down for about 4 hours and not give them something to eat or drink. You and I, when we go for workshops and trainings, we want something to nibble on. So you have to give them snack, you give them water, and of course you give them lunch. In the year 2011, in January, the highest number of pregnant mothers that we had in our program was 110 pregnant women, all fully pregnant women. And I had to give each one of them a bowl of kenke and 1 CD 50 pesos worth of fish and some vegetables. And that is money. I mean, you need money to do that. And this year too, we've relocated. We are no longer in the premises of the police hospital. We are located, the program is being run from the premises of UDS, University for Development Studies Guest House, near the police headquarters. You have to pay for the conference room and other things that come with it. But we are excited, even though we don't have much.
So what's the student population now? How many?
We started, we've had 2 classes so far this year. We have 30 mothers at the moment and 1 husband, 1 gentleman.
1 gentleman.
Who happens to be the school prefect. prefect for the program.
Wow.
Yeah, but the numbers are growing. We get mothers
Fantastic.
calling in now and then.
Fantastic.
And,
Fantastic.
so
Well, I'm going to have you leave a number in case there are some mothers out there who want to support, who want to partake. And also, if there are any people out there who want to give you some help. Yeah?
This year, the Obabuao.
So,
This year, Saubua.
may the pregnant member. And I said, Mate. But when you are here with somebody,
yes.
let's meet her. That's one of your students?
Yes.
Okay. And her name is?
Mrs. Linda Tormeti.
Mrs. Linda Tormeti. Put your hands together for her. Okay. Mrs. Linda Tormeti, let's do the ritual. Oh, we remember. Very good, very good, very good. So, Mrs. Linda Tormeti, you went to the school?
Yes.
Where did you hear about the school in the first, to start with?
Well, I was pregnant with my second child then, and I went for my normal antenatal routine, and then here comes this nurse announcing a school, pregnancy school.
Okay.
So after the announcement, I approached her, and I told her I was interested, I wanted to know more. So she gave me the date, and then asked me to come. And then I went. Then I was about 2 months pregnant. And I enjoyed the classes, so I was a regular student till I gave birth. And then after giving birth, I decided I wanted to be part of it.
Oh, wow, wow. What are some of the things that you learned from there that otherwise would not have occurred to you?
Well, breastfeeding, for example. Many women think that, it comes naturally because you're a woman and women have been giving birth over the years, and we have our mothers and grandmothers who did not go to school and yet were able to breastfeed successfully. So we assume it's something that should be natural. But then you realize that many people, especially first-time mothers, are not so much educated as to how to even position babies properly. So they make a lot of mistakes. And then they end up with sore breast and nipples. And then the reaction is, I don't want to breastfeed the baby because the breast is sore and it's painful.
They're not holding the baby, positioning the baby well.
Yes. So the baby is not sucking well, and they end up with sores on the nipples. And some people, had the experience of being taught how to bath a fresh baby for the first time. Many people are afraid of handling a fresh baby because they feel it's so
fragile.
Yes. Yes, but at the pregnancy school, we learn how to do that so that you are comfortable handling your own baby. And if you don't have the opportunity of having your mother or your in-law coming to visit you, you can take care of the baby yourself.
Wow.
And then we also learn about the right types of food to eat. When you tell somebody to eat well, sometimes people think that you just have to put some junk food together, and that is good food. And then we have so many myths. So you hear people saying you don't have to eat egg whilst pregnant, otherwise the baby's head will be soft. You don't have to eat okra, otherwise it will drool. Yes, so many funny stories. In fact, when you visit us at the pregnancy school, you have the opportunity of hearing so many stories.
So many of the tales they've heard.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. So if you eat your crow, your child will drool.
Yes.
If you eat egg, you have a soft head.
Yes.
If you eat plantain, you do what? You may have the baby boys, Wow. Wow.
One interesting thing about Linda is that she is well educated. She has a master's degree, and she's a career guidance counselor at Accra Polytechnic.
Wow.
But when she first came to the pregnancy school, she was still at Accra Polytechnic. And so I used to ask her, but you are educated, you have your master's degree, why do you come and still learn? You can read all the books that you have, you can go to the net and access any information that you want. She said, no, my mom is even a midwife and I read her books, but when I come to the pregnancy school, it makes a lot of difference. So if for people like her, the pregnancy school is still important, then you can imagine the huge numbers of mothers that we have out there who might not have had the opportunity of education that she has had. So that alone tells you the importance.
What kind of difference does it make? What is so striking that the school taught you?
education empowers you. And personally, I feel that you can never stop learning in life. Every day you have an opportunity to learn something new. And when you stay in your own little corner, you may think you know it all. But when you meet with other people and you share experiences, you add to your knowledge and you enrich your own experience. And for me, that has been part of the motivation. It's true, my mother is a midwife. I've read all her books. But, this concept of creating a new life, for me, is so intriguing. I want to keep learning and knowing more and more about it. Because what makes a human being a human being? He or she started from somewhere. How do those cells fuse together? And then, the differentiation takes place and finally ends up in a human being. And whatever foundation was set at that level guides the person's growth right up to when the person becomes an adult.
Wow.
So for me, I think there is no end to learning about pregnancy and, child education in general.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Fantastic, man. Put your hands together, man. So finally, Abena, I want you to leave a number where people can reach you for two reasons. Well, I'm sure that there are many pregnant women who are going to get in touch with this testimony and everything we've heard so far. And also, there are some very, very good people out there who will just like the cause and call you because they might want to support you. So if you want to leave the number.
The number.
It has a number?
Yeah. So leave your number.
020-8365-362.
Okay. And the number is on your screen right now. And you've heard it. If you are pregnant and you need to go understand what you go through as a pregnant woman and come out better off, that's the number to call. And if you have some spare cash that you want to spend and invest, I'm sure Abena will be very, very happy to take it from you. So you get this call, you've come here, now you're going to get all these calls. What are you going to do? We intend
to show a lot more videos to our mothers in our class. This year is one of the things that we've been doing. We are showing a lot of videos, and we also want to dramatize some of the issues related to pregnancy. We also want to be hooked on radio to do some of the education on radio. We want to have a voice for the birthing community in this country on radio. But we are looking at television. I want to start with radio. And you know that radio and television, it's huge sums of, takes huge sums of money. So we want to address issues in childbirth on radio. And that is one of the areas that
you get lots and lots of callers. We just, by the way, one of the cameramen wanted me to ask this question before you came. He says he has a pregnant wife and sometimes has the need to, explore her. And at what time is it not safe to keep the exploration going?
What is that kind of exploration? It's okay to make love
throughout
at the convenience and the comfort of the pregnant woman.
Oh, okay.
At the comfort.
And the comfort. So once she's comfortable, it's cool.
When it's comfortable and she doesn't have any complications related to the pregnancy, like she's not bleeding, she's not having any unusual discharges, she's not having any pains. Sex is not contraindicated. The fact that you are pregnant doesn't mean that you shouldn't make love anymore. No, unless there is a reason for not making love. So pregnancy is even the time that a lot more love making should be made. Of course, it has to be made in a way that will not hurt the woman. And then you also have to listen to the woman. Sometimes it's like, oh, that kind of thing. She is the one who is carrying the load. And she knows what she goes through every second, every minute. So if she tells you that I'm not ready or I can't do it, you have to listen to her. And let me also sound this word of caution to the gentleman who asked this question. Pregnancy is not a time when you have to leave your wife and go after another woman because she's no longer able to do all the the styles and the positions that you used to do. It hurts the woman.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, you introduce all kinds of infections. And you don't forget that it is your blood that is growing in that woman's body. And you have to help the process of nurturing, creating and growing that baby. I don't think it's wise to go and bring someone else's fluid into that process of creation. It should be the two of you, your fluid, your blood, and your spirit should form that baby. Okay. So if you go behind her, you are introducing another spirit, and that can hurt the child in so many ways throughout his life. So they should grow their pregnancy together, get involved in everything, attend clinic with her, share her concerns, and there will be more time to do other things rather than just making love or having sex or something like that. Yeah. So men, you have a huge responsibility. Don't forget that it is your blood that is in there, and you have to help that blood grow well.
So don't go anywhere. Oh, all right. Thank you so much for joining us. And
don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Saneho na krokro Come here. So thank you so much for joining us. And folks, the number is on the screen again. And please get in touch and let's support this woman in this really, really, really remarkable cause. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Stay cognizant for a recrudescence of gratuitous conviviality and
KSM
merriment.
Show.